everyone, and welcome to the BlackOut series, proudly brought to you by Black creatives out there. My name is Diane Wesh, and I'm so honored to be your host for this series, which will be held every Sunday for the next 4 weeks. I hail from Virginia Beach, Virginia, the 757, and I'm the proud product of tough Haitian immigrants. I'm also an inclusive marketing consultant and the founder of Got Blacklisted. As y'all know, we're not here to sugarcoat the hard stuff, but rather to share our stories, our collective truths. We'll dive deep into art, COVID-19, the Black Lives Matter movement, and more. Please keep in mind that Black Creatives Out There Aroa is not a mental health provider, but rather a community of Black creatives aiming to elevate the Black consciousness. Interviews are normally 30 minutes, but on certain occasions, they may run up to 45. So if you have any questions during the interview, please be sure to drop them in the comment section below prior to 12:30. And now, allow me to welcome our guest this afternoon. Hailing from LA, Ricky Wilkins is a hip hop instructor using dance as a means to bring people together and create positive energy. He is also a youth worker and has facilitated dialogues on race and class with the youth he works with. He is also one of my closest friends. Welcome, Ricky. Would you like to introduce yourself to our viewers?
Yes. Hello, people. How you doing? Thank you for that introduction. My name is Ricky Wilkins. It's a pleasure to be here in New Zealand at this time. Hope you are well, people. How you doing?
Thank you, Ricky, for that meaningful intro.
You know.
All right.
Woosah.
Are you ready? Are you ready for your series of rapid fire questions?
Let's go. Let's get it.
All right.
I'm excited.
All right. Okay. Flaming hot Cheetos or Doritos?
Oh, that's messed up, bro. All right, you know what? All right. It's cold blood. All right, flaming hot Cheetos, baby. Yeah, flaming hot Cheetos.
What's one thing that made you smile this morning?
Well, one thing that made me smile actually was a joke from this comedian, Patrice O'Neal. I can't say it on this line because it's too much cursing, but that made me smile this morning. Yes.
Okay. Beach or mountains?
Oh, definitely the beach, for sure. Water, for real. Yeah.
You're most afraid of?
Tarantulas. They're huge. Dang.
Who's your favorite Marvel character?
Oh, man. Marvel? You gotta do me like this. Okay, my favorite Marvel character is Spider-Man, Miles Morales. The black one. Because come on, Spider-Man. Anyway,
yeah. Your favorite anime is?
Dragon Ball Z, baby.
Right?
Yeah.
I love my Goku as well too. So watch a little something.
Okay. Real talk.
Right. I feel like this conversation is gonna be a lot of laughter. But can you go ahead and just share with our viewers just a little insight? Obviously, we're both Black American. For our viewers watching, I actually didn't meet Ricky in the States. We met here my first week in New Zealand at Burger King. Do you want to just share?
We're trying to have it our way. We're trying to have it our way. So I'm in Burger King. I just got my bank card or something like that, and I see this lady, and I want to ask her for $5. No, I'm just kidding. Not asking for $5, but no, just like I saw her hair, and I got a lot of hair, and I was like, "Do you know any places do hair here?" She's like, "I don't know. I just got in from America." And I was like, oh, "No way, I'm American too." And then we just became best friends, literally like that night. It was crazy. We hung out for like 6 hours. It was crazy how we just clicked. So I still remember that day. It's amazing.
Exactly. Kind of, just like it was yesterday. And how do you feel? Because obviously, to those who also know, you came in from Japan. And it's pretty rare to see a Black male solo traveler, especially, Black American, coming to New Zealand. So how was that process for you?
Japan, well, first of all, Japan's amazing. It's such a mega city. Well, I was in Tokyo and Osaka, so just so high tech. And, I feel like, though, I wanted to people that look like me to travel. Like, I felt like it was geared towards a race that's white, and I feel like I'm not, I feel like everyone's traveling, everyone's influencing, oh, yeah, travel this, but it's like, what about my story? What about people that look like me? I'm not seeing that. So that's why I had Instagram to dance and to travel and to show people that from my neighborhood, because I'm the only person in my family with a passport, that like, yo, you can do this. You can go out there, travel, enjoy your life. So that's why I was like, let's go to Japan real quick. Hit New Zealand. Want to go Australia, but COVID sucks. But like, yeah, that's just how it goes, man. Like it was amazing though. It was an amazing experience just to be able to travel from one place to another and just keep it going. It's amazing. I love it.
And how did you feel being in New Zealand during a global pandemic?
Man, well, who the freaking thought a pandemic would happen? I mean, I thought this only happened in the movies, right? And then I realized my privilege was showing, right? Because like as an American, we don't think these things happen to us at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I realized I gotta check my privilege, because this thing put the whole world on pause. This thing, he's a bad dude too. Even New Zealand thought we beat his butt twice, but he's like, I'm back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or she's back. Like, wherever COVID is, this thing is a hard boss to fight, son. And as much as it is scary, it's also very meaningful, I would say. Nah, screw that. I hate COVID. No, I'm not gonna say it's meaningful at all. What I'm trying to say is I'm glad it gave me some time to think, but it sucks that people had to lose their jobs and also had to lose some families. So I can't say I like COVID. I can't even talk good about this thing. This thing sucked for a lot of people. So yeah, but I think people are living with it and trying to navigate through, especially in my country back in the States. So I hope y'all keep your heads up. Yeah, it's hard. It really is. So that's.
And during the first lockdown, would you like to share what a day for you looked like during lockdown?
Yeah, so I was asleep a lot, which I love.
Yes, he
Because I
did.
was like, shoot, I'm like, now time, sometimes waking up at 3:00 in the afternoon, I was like, what I'm gonna do today? Nothing. But like, you know what? I play my anime or play my video games, watch my anime, right? But also what I noticed though was I was studying human behavior and what common sense happened over, irrational thoughts. Because what happened was, well, I know, especially in the States, I was definitely studying people in the States and how, well, the mass toilet paper buyings, and I realized like no one ever told us how to act during this time. No one's ever prepared for us. No one's ever said, yo, if this ever happened, you need to do these things. We were just rapid fire, let's go. And you saw the human selfishness happen. You saw the human greed happen. You saw, screw those people over there. I'm gonna do my thing right here. And I just was watching in awe, like I thought we were above it. Like, but as the Joker said, when the chips are down, these civilized people will eat each other. And you kind of saw a slight glimpse of that. Like, we're just lucky, like, there's still electricity. If electricity was gone, bro, and the internet was gone, we would be some cavemen in this mug right now doing some crazy things. So thank goodness we try to get something back on track, because human behavior right now ain't ready for a big, big epidemic. Not just a pandemic, but epidemic. Right? It's a bigger thing. So let's just hope it doesn't extend to the epidemic. So yeah. Also, I was dancing too. I was getting my boogie on as well. But yeah.
That's good. So obviously, of course, a lot of dancing did keep your spirits up, you'd say.
Yeah, definitely. I think when it comes to dancing, it's expression, right? Like it doesn't matter. Like someone told me like dance can be just like gesturing to the rain. You know what I mean? It's just whatever you want it to be. And I feel like when you dance, it releases a self of you that you always wanted to be, as if like your outer expression in your body is telling you how to move and how to move. And I love that about myself. I love teaching young kids that thing, because it's a good confidence booster. It's a good icebreaker. If you go in somewhere and you start dancing, you're like, oh my gosh, that guy can dance, and then they want to like, interact with that person. It's crazy. But yeah, so dancing helped me cope with COVID actually, and well, naps and video games as well. But yeah, dancing is definitely a big expression of my heart. So I love dancing.
Yeah, and you did a lot of online Zumba classes. Would you say that helped you connect with your friends back in the States?
Yeah. It was cool, like to be able to zoom in, and people were still being creative, because I know a lot of my friends, they would need money, right? And so instead of just like just waiting for something to happen, they're like, no, we're gonna take our own initiative. We can dance. All we need is a camera, and we can get busy. And I love that. I love that aspect of still the fact that we can still talk through this technology. That technology is so advanced that we can just see each other without actually having to be in the same room. I love how people took advantage of that. And yeah, Zoom, I never heard about Zoom, but now Zoom's like one of the biggest things ever. Like I was like, Zoom? I was like, okay, cool. Everybody doing the Zoom thing. And so yeah, it was amazing just to be able to connect with people from the States and dance and just let it all out when no one else had anything to do. Like, we ain't doing nothing. I'm like, so we might as well just boogie. Sure, why not? So I love it.
Exactly. And to our viewers watching, for those who don't know, me and Ricky were actually flatmates during COVID-19. So Ricky, obviously we eat out a lot. Our favorite spot is the chicken spot. I don't even know the actual name. We just call it the chicken spot.
Like Turkish shawarma.
Yeah, something in the city. How hard would you say it was for you not being able to go out and eat during lockdown?
You know, it was hard, bro. I didn't realize. I mean, I like cooking, but I didn't like cooking a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, dang, I actually gotta get up and cook something. I'm like, oh my gosh. So like, you know, that's why Diane cooked, and I gave her some peanut slabs to compensate. But like, but no, I think also it was creative just to feed yourself, just because I realized though I'm still privileged, right? The fact that the stores were still open, so I can go to the store and get food. But you know, for me though, I was panicking. I'm like, I told Dan, I was like, yo, we gotta get a bunch of canned goods, some flashlights, some
Yeah.
batteries.
Let them know. Let them know the stockpile of stuff we got that was in our whatever, in our apartment, in our pantry. Yeah.
Yeah. We had a big old list, like 6 big water bottle jugs, like some vitamins, and I was like, just in case. Dan's like, when we're gonna eat this up? I'm like, we don't eat this stuff. We eat it if we can't eat anything else. Like, we don't eat this stuff. We just keep it right there. And then we'll donate it later. Like,
and then what happened with all that stuff? We didn't use any of it, so we donated all of it like right after we moved out of the apartment. Like, yeah, we didn't even have to touch anything.
Yeah, we came to this came to a big mission place. And I was 2 big bags. I'm like, here you go, people. Like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm like, yeah. Because yeah, I mean, like, you know, that's a privilege, right? Of being able to buy food that you cannot eat. There's people that's doing this, right? That don't even have that luxury. You dig? And that's what's so horrible about, like, why are people still starving in this day and age when we had access to, you know what I'm saying? We had more than enough food. I mean, we gave it back, sure, but the fact that there's still people with COVID still starving, like during COVID, is bananas. It's bananas.
And Ricky, we were both super fortunate to still have our jobs, so we were able. We were in a pretty good situation. We had the option to go back to the States, but we both decided not to. We decided to stay in New Zealand. Our jobs were really good to us, and we kept our jobs. We were able to get paid from our jobs, and we were also able to receive our American stimulus check. Can you tell? I know, right? Can you tell us what your work process or work zone looked like with the Auckland youth?
Yeah. So I work with Youth Town, so it's a whole variety of different things. So I'll either be like teaching the youth how to kayak or archery, get my legless on, right? Or I would do holiday programs with the kids when they don't have school, and we just like spend all day with these kids. I'll teach them about racism as well. Like we do like a lot of privilege, you know what I'm saying? Because some kids come from like I work with a lot of kids out in Auckland, Auckland, West Auckland, Armidale region, and there's some kids that came up north, and then when they come together, you know, it was definitely rich and poor, and you could tell like they'll be clicking, right? And like this one little lady lost her phone, and one of the richer kids like, well, why don't your dad buy you a new one? I knew right then. I was like, okay, we need to talk about dialogue. We need to talk about privilege. So I would play games like, you know, saying like, let's say like, different colored sticks, right? And I would give them to random people. And I did tell them how much the stick was worth. And then they would like interact with each other and trade sticks. And I'm like, okay, the purple stick is actually the most highest. And you know, it was like a little trick just to get them to talk about privilege, because then you see like there's some people without the highest stick. There's some people with it. Some people gave it away. Some people try to hoard it just once they found it out. And it kind of brought groups together like notes, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what I love to do. Because the youth, you know, they're the future, right? They replace us. So you got to keep them informed. Yeah, you don't have to tell them everything. Not anything too serious, you know what I'm saying? Especially, it depends on the age, right? But you got to tell them enough so that way they can be better people. So that's what I try to do.
Nice. And during the lockdown, granted, we couldn't, you can't see the kids in person. So how were you able to adapt like your teaching methods online?
Oh yeah, TikTok. No, I was playing. I didn't even know TikTok, but like, but darn, I was this close. I was this close to doing a TikTok. But no, what it was is we did like life skills and dance videos, just to keep the kids entertained. Because during this time, it was hard for us to connect with the youth without physically connecting. So they're all bored. And once again, internet, right? A lot of people have it. Might as well just do something on there. So I taught them about money. I taught them about how to I think, cook omelets or something like that, just to make sure they kept themselves busy. And it worked. A lot of people received it. A lot of people were happy about it. A lot of people had nothing else to do. So it was, and I love the fact that my job was creative enough to still be like, okay, you can still work. So selling work from home, right? So all I had to do was just make a couple of videos, and it was amazing. Like I still was able to help out kids during this time and still get paid during this time. I'm like, wow, I'm getting paid for this. Like, it's been a blessing. It's been amazing. So I love it.
All right, Ricky, let's step away from COVID-19 and let's really dig into BLM. I know you've been waiting to talk about this for a minute, so.
Like, let's go, baby.
So it'd be so dope to get your insight and your perspective. Obviously, we see what's going on in America. We have this on the outside looking in perspective now. So what was your immediate response to the viral video of George Floyd?
Woo! All right, to put it in poetic words, right? I felt like my house was getting broken into and I was tied up and forced to watch. I felt violated. I really did, man. It bothered me. It really bothered me. There was a moment when I heard him scream for his mother. And I was like, nah, like, it's not cool. Cause like, for instance, like, not to get too personal, but I remember when I was 5 years old and 5 cops jumped my father. They tased him. They ripped his shirt. And I'm 5 years old, right? And I'm just seeing these 5 dudes just jump my dad. Like, my dad's a big dude, but I know he didn't have to do him like this. And what got me mad too was I had a ball, right? They arrested him in front of my front yard. And this officer kicked my dang ball across the road. I'm like, why y'all being so mean to the ball? Like, you know what I mean? Not trying to like make light of it, but yo, like, ever since then, me and police never got along, baby. Like, I've never been arrested in my life, but they tried to arrest me. They always pulled me over for no reasons, and it just kind of brought flashbacks of my father when I was 5 years old getting jumped by 5 police officers, and how that's how they do people like that are black in America. And not trying to say everybody, there's good cops out there, but from my experience with police, we haven't had the best relationship. Just trying to call it what it is, So.
And obviously, the Black American experience greatly differs from maybe, let's say, maybe the Black New Zealand experience. Can you share what were some things your mom taught you at a young age regarding just growing up Black in America?
Yeah, if I ever get stopped by the police, even if I do know my rights, at that point, it's to get home safely. You know what I'm saying? Because they will kill you. Not to go around certain areas at night. Like there's a lot of people think like the sun up, sundown towns are just a myth in the South, but they're everywhere. And even out west, even out east, like there's some neighborhoods where you just do not go, and you do not go alone because they will try you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And yes, you just be cautious, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be telling people your business all the time, because you never know, especially people who might call the cops on you, even though I wasn't doing anything wrong. And she said, you don't have to do anything wrong to get arrested. That's why that was one of the craziest things I heard. I was like, I don't have to do anything wrong to get arrested. It's like, nah, this is what they will see first. They don't see everything else. And they will destroy you if you try to. So get home safely. We'll fight in court. But just know the game is rigged, baby. The game ain't trying to get you to uprise and level up. No, they trying to get you out. They feel bad about what they did to our ancestors, so they gotta cope with us, but they can't let us get too much crumbs. So just like an ant, together we make colonies. So they're trying to get that microscope and pick us off one by one. It's open season.
There's like this. What is that noise in the background? Is there a noise? Huh? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what it is. My bad. I was just like, you drumming? Like, what you doing? Sorry.
No, I'm trying to make sure, tuck it in, you don't want to see. All right. I think it's like clicking against my mic or something.
No worries.
There you go.
All good. All right. And Ricky, we touched on this. So essentially, to be Black in America is to constantly fight for survival. As a Black man, how do you process the vast amount of murders that still continue to occur, especially within this year alone?
Man, I'm like, you know, especially during this pandemic, like we're going through a lot already, and then it turns out we still have to worry about racism. That's why I got really mad. Like honestly, like I can't even tell you how mad I was. I was like, I realized a lot of my friends like, good thing you're in New Zealand, because I be hitting those streets. I always hit those streets. Like I don't know if you'll know about me, but I'm a protester, and I guess this
Expand
was
on that a
some
little bit before you expand on that. You're a protester. Explain, share your thoughts on that.
I've done a lot of protesting in all different cities: New Orleans, Portland, Salt Lake City, LA. Like, so I was got arrested one time trying to protest because it turned violent. I saw a lot of people get nightsticks with the cops. We're protesting against Mike Brown. This is in LA, but like, yeah, it's crazy. Like when I protest, what I mean by that is a lot of people think it's just violent stuff. No, it's not about that. It's banging together, forming a unit of people saying we won't tolerate this anymore. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta march to the streets, chant, and demand justice for somebody who been wrongfully murdered. We're gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Just like Martin Luther King did, just like Malcolm X did. And when you protest, you meet other people in the same struggle as you. And then you network that, okay, what do you do? You're a teacher? Cool, cool. What do you do? Oh, you're a plumber? Cool, cool. Then you actually build your own community of that. And it's amazing. So then we start building our own, that's what kind of how Black Americans do. Sometimes we don't call the police because we handle it ourselves. You feel me? Like we ain't calling no cops. We're gonna be like, oh, Ray got hurt. Oh, let's go. Hold on. You know what I mean? And so that's what protesting is. Protesting is to challenge, to rise against it, which we have the right to do so. In fact, it says so. We can abolish the Constitution if it's not constitutional. So when I protest, that's me saying, hey, these are my peoples. We're not no rioters. We're not no gangsters. We just try to do our thing to make sure we are safe. Stop killing us, because we are together. We are one. And to remind, and there's power in that. Because sometimes you feel by yourself. But when you see hundreds and thousands of people with you that look like you, you're like, okay, yeah, this ain't all for us. It's going down again. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean by protesting. So,
And I just want to touch on, because I've heard you say this word quite a bit. You say, police need to stop killing us. But I think kill is just too nice. It's too passive of a word. So yeah. Murder. And I think it's so important for us to use this word murder, because it's essentially, that's what it is. And for so long, we've been using language to pacify the white masses. And so we need to say, that's what they're doing. They're murdering us.
No, it's straight up cold-blooded murder. When you see George Floyd, that's murder. That's not just, well, and we talked about it in New Zealand. Some kids, they're like, well, wasn't he shoplifting? I was like, so if you took someone else's stuff, should the cops kill you right on the spot? They said no. I'm like, exactly. To me, people, I don't give a damn if George Floyd punched someone in the face. I'm not saying he did or didn't, whatever. I'm just saying he had to be treated as such, because criminals, once again, have a right to a jury and a judge. Cops don't have that right to take someone else's away from. Because you see people who are white shooting up schools and buildings, and they get a slap on the wrist. Dylan Ruth killed 9 people in a church in North Carolina. He got from freaking Burger King. But George Floyd had a $20 counterfeit bill, and he was killed by someone knee on his neck. Nah, they ain't playing this game. Like, well, they keep playing this game. They keep murdering us. The thing about it is, we as people, we wanted to stop trusting. A lot of Black people thinking, like, a lot of people outside New Zealand, like, why don't you guys do something? I'm like, yo, we are trying. Like, don't take this lightly, all right? When you have a system that's against you, you know what I'm saying? We're doing the best we can, okay? How you can. Some people are like, yo, take up arms and shoot back. Or some people are like, no, peacefully protest. Some people are like, no, let's hit their wallet books. Or some people are like, no, actually, let's pray about it. Whatever you want to do, we doing. We did everything. Everything. From Malcolm X to Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? We have done it all, seen it all, and been through it all. Don't take light of our pain. Because we are still continuing. That's one thing about it, though, is we still rise. As Maya Angelou says, still I rise. So we're grateful for that. The fact that we're still here is amazing.
And in one word, can you sum up what it felt like when you first stepped foot in New Zealand?
Calm.
Why? Why?
I don't understand. I think America's a lot of rat race. You know what I'm saying? It's about just I need to get this. If you got that, I'm gonna take it from you, because if you're better than me, that means people don't know it's me. which in New Zealand it felt like more everyone's cool. Like honestly, I don't know. It just like I still feel calm. A lot of people say, "How do you feel about New Zealand?" Like it's very calming. You know, so even the cops, like a lot of them don't have guns on them. I feel like I can actually talk to the police out here. You know what I'm saying? So,
And when you first found out about that, what were you thinking?
I didn't realize how much I guess anxiety I had with guns because you're so desensitized to it that you just expect people to have guns on, and then someone's like, "Why would you expect me to have a gun?" And I was like, "Yeah, why? What?" You know what I mean? It blew my mind, man. It was insane how much it blew my mind because I didn't realize. Yeah, I get it. Guns are in America; it's a part of it. But doesn't mean we need it for everything. Like, come on. So it was nice just to be calm and be able to feel safe for a while. So it's been nice.
And coming to New Zealand, would you say you escaped racism?
No, I escaped overt racism, like full on, like I hate you, darky racism. This is more like, where are you from again? Why do you speak English properly? Racism.
He said it's proper racism.
You know what I mean? Like it's just not sophisticated. Like,
Tell them.
I mean, yeah.
Can you share with them our elevator experience in the apartment?
Yo, okay. So this is now before people think this is like just a one-time thing. This happened twice, okay? Twice. Not just once, but twice. Okay, so me and Diane, we're having a good time, you know. Because our elevator, we have a at our apartment, we have a key, you gotta like you know what I'm talking about, a key fob, you know, open the door up. So there's this interracial couple, one's white, one's Asian, it looks like, right? And they're first having a good time. They hear us laughing, having a good time. They stop. And they're kind of hurrying up. They're kind of hurrying up to like their elevator, thinking that we're not like allowed to be there. So then they get on the elevator, but of course we get on too. And the Asian chick gets behind her white boyfriend. They look like they're this guy because they're holding hands like this, like doesn't say a word. Just doesn't say a word, just kind of stands still. The white boyfriend looks like he's trying to protect her from us. From us. And all we were doing was just trying to have a good time. And as soon as they get their elevator, they heard him run off. I was like, next time I see him, I go, boom! Like, because I'm like, you that scared of us? And it really happened again. It happened again one time. This is during the pandemic. So they only allowed like only a few people in the elevator at a time. I think up to 2 people, right? So I'm in the elevator and the girlfriend tries to get on. Her white boyfriend pulls her back.
Grabs her.
Like as if I got the disease. Like as if I got the disease. I was like, I swear to God, if I ever see you again, I'm gonna go boom. Luckily, I didn't see it again. I would scare the hell out of him, man. But yeah, it's one of those things. Like being Black anywhere, a lot of people have their assumptions about you, right? Mm-hmm. But I noticed that being American Black has a slight privilege because it's like they all like because of the sports, the movies, and also rap music. Black Americans are cool, right? So it's like, oh, you're Black, but you're like, you're cool. You're one of those cool American dudes. I'm like, so if I wasn't from America, how would you treat me? Mm-hmm. So mm-hmm. It's interesting.
Can you touch a little bit about just like kind of going around like Auckland and some of the music like they're playing in their store?
Oh my goodness. They got like these, I won't say the word, but the N-word is very big here. And they'll play with the N-word blast and they'll be like, yeah, what's up? You know what I mean? And I'm like, do you know what that means? It's like, do you know where that comes from, the N-word? And they're like, some people are like, no, I just think it's cool. I'm like, exactly. If it wasn't cool, you probably wouldn't say it, would you? And that's I tell, as Charlamagne said, Black people made the N-word cool. And so everyone thinks they have the time to say it. No, you shouldn't say it. You shouldn't say it. And they'll be bumping it crazy in like malls and stuff like that. And one time I actually did stop somebody. We're going out dancing. Oh, not you, actually. I was with my friend.
You said not you. You went without me. Okay.
Yeah. No, you were in Christchurch. Stop playing. Oh, okay. You were in Christchurch. Yeah. That's one. We were Afro days. Yeah, it was Afro days. And so a bunch of white dudes were like, yeah, N-word, N-word. And so I was like, I was about to run up, and then this other lady went. I was like, "Don't ever say that word." And then they were trying to fight this lady, so I came up. I was like, "Yo, chill out." Like, nah, like, why can't I say? You know what I'm saying? You're not African American. I was like, I am. I don't use that term, but I am African American, right? And they're like, oh, so I'm like, don't say it, bro. Yo, it's like, oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm like, the fact that you said sorry, like you knows you did something wrong. You know what I'm saying? You don't just say sorry. If I said bless you, and someone said, why are you saying bless you for, homie? Why are you saying bless you for? That you look, but you know you did something wrong. You said the N word, and someone comes at you for it, meaning that you probably do that ish again, and no one ever checked you. And you probably, as soon as you get out, as soon as you leave, you effing N word. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I know how you feel. Just don't say it around me. Like, we ain't got no problems in this piece, man. Like New Zealand, don't get it messed up. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, do your thing, but don't do our thing. You dig?
Exactly. And Ricky, I just want to touch base a little bit on, as a Black American, how did you feel when you witnessed the vast amount of people that showed up in solidarity for the Auckland BLM protest?
Woo! Auckland stood up. Woo! No, it was a beautiful thing. I was actually volunteering part of that protest. How I got to volunteer for it was I was like, no, I gotta be part of this somehow. I'm walking up to somebody. I'm like, who's in charge? I'm looking for the main person in charge. Someone's pointing to this person. I'm like, hello, person. I actually interviewed that person. I forgot his name, but you interviewed this person on the earlier series. But yeah, he's like, oh yeah, you get help. I was like, cool. So I put on my orange vest and I saw these people and I was like, oh, y'all really care. I didn't think y'all cared like that, but it was cool, like to see them like stand out and actually do something. Like it was just amazing. And then because of that, I'm part of this viral video that has 13 million views because Tupac Changes came on and we all started dancing like, I see no changes, wake up in the morning in my ass, but still, you know what I mean? We just getting in. Next thing you know, I got people from America saying, yo, were you protesting New Zealand? And they send me videos of this video going viral, me playing, that's the way it is. Like all happy and stuff. It's crazy. I've never been viral in my life. I'm like, next time I'm gonna do my own thing, so I can get my own, that $13 million or whatever the hell, however it divvy up, because I don't need that viral money, baby. Like, so, but it was cool to see some of that. Like you saw, like in France and Germany and Spain. You're like, and even Tokyo going, oh, Black Lives Matter. I was like, this is dope, man. This is fine. Like I was like, I didn't know, but now they better hold to it because once again, America sets those trips. Mm-hmm. So don't just say Black Lives Matter just because everyone else is saying. Or don't just because you said Black Lives Matter doesn't mean you're excused and dismiss all the injustice that Black people do or how you treated Black people in your own communities. Mm-hmm. Let's be fair for that. You know what I'm saying? Just because you said Black Lives Matter, are you talking about just African American lives? Or are you talking about every Black person? There's a difference now. And I want to make sure that's clear because Black Lives Matter is not just an organization. It means my life matters. I have a right to exist and I should exist. And my skin color should not be a death sentence and have deprived me of my basic rights and needs. So, yeah.
Thank you for that insight, Ricky. And we're gonna go ahead and take some questions from our viewers. Here we are. Someone asked, what is the role for us to play in creating change?
Who's us? Like Black people? Who's like, or just anybody?
It could just be anybody.
All right, yeah. I was like, who's us? I was like, me, you? Like, okay, yeah. So the thing is, right, I tell the kids, be a decent human being. And hold on. When people say, well, what does decent human being look like? I'm telling people like this, all right? When you see someone hurting, and it doesn't matter what their pain is going through, don't question it. Don't now. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, I'll give you a little short story. There's a little girl that I was working with. She lost her doll. This doll was beat up, raggedy, about to rip apart, but she's crushing. Her doll is missing. I could have said, why you want that doll? Why you need that doll? Get a new doll. But you know what I did? I helped her find that doll because it meant so much to that little girl. And that's how Americans and any person in the world should feel. Just because you don't understand someone's pain doesn't mean you can't help them out. Why? If someone's hurting and saying, yo, I'm really feeling down about this, why is the first thing to be skeptical? Why is it like, what, are you really hurting? In fact, take a listen. If it doesn't hurt you, doesn't bother you, their pain shouldn't make you suffer either, right? So if you want to be a decent human being, help humanity rise, just understand that a lot of people going through some things. And if we all actually work together, we can do hundreds of thousands of great things. Like, for instance, one more thing, because of racism and war, we're still stuck almost in this plateau. Imagine how much humanity would rise if we weren't fighting against each other. If racism didn't exist, if people weren't hating on people because of their sexual orientation or their religion, imagine how far advanced we would be. World peace would probably happen if we would stop killing and hurting each other. So it's simple as that. Treat people like a human being.
Thank you, Ricky. Let's see. What is your song for this year?
Oh my gosh, the song. It's a few been rotating. A very few. You know what though? I'll keep it real though. Have you ever heard Nas's "Hate Me Now"? You can hate me now, because I won't stop now. Like, the reason why I like that song was there's a line that Puff Daddy says. He says, "You never seen a brother like me, never in your life, and that's what you can't understand." And I was just like, I felt that. I was like, yeah, you never seen a brother like me in your life. That's what they can't understand. Like, and you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's like that. Like, you know, like I feel like because of racism, right? You can hate me now. You know what I'm saying? But I won't stop now. You feel me? Like, because I can't stop now. You can hate me all you want, player, but the grind's still there. So I think that's my song of the year. It's just, you can hate me now. If you ever listen to it, the song goes hard. It's about 20 years old, but it still go hard, bro. Like, okay, yeah.
And how do you feel about going back to the States?
Woo. Honestly, I feel like I'm going back to a country designed to destroy me. So America should be ashamed of itself, first of all. We're not the land of the free, home of the brave. We're still killing people like this, you know what I'm saying? We could be. We have the potential to be. I'm not saying that America is the worst place on earth. No, it's not. But we could be so much better. We really can. And I'm going back trying to figure out ways so I can hold America accountable. So almost as if I'm going back to war, you feel me? So I gotta get ready. You know, it's going down. But hopefully, you know, I hope for the best. I ain't gonna do anything too crazy, you know what I'm saying? I just hope we can have some positive change. For real.
And Ricky, before we close out today, usually I like to leave our viewers with maybe like a meaningful sentence, line, or quote. You know, is there anything you'd like to say or share?
You know, as the great Martin Luther King once said, even if the world ended tomorrow, I will still plant my apple tree today, which means pretty much plant anything you want, grow anything you want. Just because some impending doom is trying to happen upon you, still do the right thing, because you never know what can blossom from it. Try to be a positive person. Try to boogie and smile all the time. And yeah, be a human.
Thank you so much, Ricky. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up today. So thank you so much for coming today and just for all of your insight.
Thank you so much.
And to our viewers, thank you so much for taking the time to join us this afternoon. Be sure to catch us live this Sunday with spoken word artist, singer, songwriter, and DJ, Bohemian Thought. Bohemian travels across the world, performing as a contemporary Afro artist and wellness facilitator. Until this Sunday, 12 p.m. New Zealand time, my name is Diane Wesh, and you have been watching the BlackOut series. Kakita.